Viewers, this is me, Upender Anamula. Today, in our topic, that is Indian polity historical background. Till now, we discussed about Charter Acts up to 1853. Now, these acts called Government of India Act and Indian Council Acts. Why? Because in Charter Act 1853, British Crown not extended term 20 years for East India Company. Because here one of the greatest historical event happens. What is that? That is for Indians the first war of independence. For Britishers it is called Sipahi Mutiny. In 1857, this historical event created panic among the East Indian Company, and that East Indian Company, unable to control to this Sipahi Mutiny, and took help of the British Queen, and British Queen sent her army to India and controlled the Sipahi Mutiny after 1.5 years. So after controlling this Sipahi Mutiny, the East India Company completely abolished, and the total administration powers taken over by the British Crown, Queen Victoria. Now onwards, in India, the East Indian Company ruling abolished and direct rule of the British Crown was started. And this act is known Government of India Act 1858. Government of India Act, why it is given this name? Earlier all are called regulations and charter acts, but this act is calling Government of India Act, means here Government of India, that is British government, and they said this act was providing to the Indians freedom in the governance, and called it as good governance. So this act, they said it is a good governance to the Indians. And here's the changes and important features in this act. You can understand easily. That is, the position of the Governor General terminated, and it was created a new position is called Viceroy. So the first Viceroy was Lord Canning. At the same time, in London, one of the officer was appointed to observe and regulate the administration of the Viceroy. The Secretary of State for India was appointed. The first Secretary of State for India was Lord Stanley. These two important points are very essential in the prelims exams. So the first Viceroy was Lord Canning, and the first Secretary of State for India was Lord Stanley. And Lord Stanley not alone in the London cabinet, he was supported by a council. That council consisted 15 members. The chairman of this council was Lord Canning, and this council made laws for India. That's what these after this Government of India Act, all the laws are called Indian Council Acts, because the council which consisted with 15 members, they are making laws. The important laws of Indian Council laws were 1861, 1892, 1909. And now we start with first Council Act 1861. Britishers understand after 1857, whenever Indians, that means Sipahis, not supported to the British government, they felt To continue administration in India, Indian support compulsory. This is understood by the British administrators. So that by this Indian Council Act 1861, they wanted to involve the Indians in their administration. So Lord Canning appointed in his legislative council 3 Indians appointed in his legislative council as a members. They were nominated by the Lord Canning. They are nominated and they were non-officials. That means they are not officially nominated. They were non-official members. They were 3 members from Raja of Bengal. Raja of Bengal, his name was Narayan Singh, Dev Narayan Singh, and another one Raja of Patiala, Maharaja of Patiala, his name was Nagendra Singh, and last one Sir Dinakar Rao from Bombay. So all these 3 members was nominated as a members in the Legislative Council of Lord Canning. And here in this 1861 Indian Council Act, the major change, what is that? East India Company in 1773, they started centralizing administration. And in its climax stage, 1833, the total India became a centralized administration. But here Lord Canning making decentralization of powers. Decentralization means again he restored the previous governors of Madras and Bombay and provided legislative powers. Are you following? Legislative powers restored to the previous governors of Madras and Bombay. That means the powers are distributing to provinces. And the new provincials, 3 important new provincials existed. That is Bengal, Punjab, North-West Frontier Province. All these 3 new provinces provided legislative powers. And by this act, Lord Canning created a system of portfolio. What is that portfolio? You know that at present in the politics, the portfolio means the ministerial system. That means the political system that responsibility of a separate wing, they given full responsibility to take decisions without concerning to the Viceroy. So this portfolio system introduced in 1859, and Lord Canning also accepted Civil Procedure Code, Indian Penal Code, Criminal Procedure Code. In 1859 and 1860 and 1861, these laws was introduced. And in this act, 1861 Indian Council Act, the main other feature was issuing ordinance by the Viceroy. Viceroy has empowered to issue ordinance in the emergency time. That ordinance, without asking to the Executive Council, Viceroy can be issued. These ordinance life exists 6 months. This can be remind you in present our Indian Constitution, the President has ordinance power in the Article 123. So this Indian Constitution derived this ordinance system from this Indian Council Act 1861. So this is the information about the 1861. Today we discussed two important acts. One, it is Government of India Act 1858 and Indian Council Act 1861. Next class we will continue. All of you take it as a serious and listen carefully. I will give more and more information to you. Thank you. From BBP Creations, we will meet tomorrow. And those who are watching these videos, like it and share and subscribe. Have a nice day. Thank you.